This is an experiment. The name of the experiment is transistor characteristics. Here we are going to study the NPN transistor and draw the input and output characteristics, and hence we are going to calculate the value of alpha and beta in common emitter and common base configuration, and also we are going to find the new voltage of the given NPN transistor. So first we have to study the input characteristics. So for that I have to show you how to build the circuit. So let us concentrate on how to build the circuit. So this is the kit we are going to make use for studying the transistor characteristics. So transistor is already fixed here, the NPN transistor. And first build the circuit by making use of the connecting wires, also called patch cords. So extreme ends you have to fill up using the separate connecting wires. Like this. And then milliammeter is here. Connect that. And here is a digital micrometer. Connect the circuit like this. And you have to take connection from digital voltmeter using long wires. Okay, like this. So now we can able to measure VCE as well as VBE. To study the input characteristics, first we have to connect the patch cords across VCE, okay, like this, and switch on this kit, so like this. So now you can look at the readings. First we have to set the VCE value to 2 volts. Set it to 2 volts. So this is for fine adjustments. Okay, like this. Set it to 2 volts. Now we have to connect the patch cords across VBE, and then vary the VBE in steps of 0.1 volts, and the corresponding base current you have to measure. So this one, this reading you have to measure. So slowly focus. So now I am going to increase the voltage in steps of 0.1 volts, and it is observed that the current value is 0, and slowly increase the value. So until 0.52 it is 0, and then from 0.53 onwards it is showing 1. So just interchange the connection. So you are going to get the readings in terms of positive. So slowly increase it. So for 0.55 it is showing 2 now, and then for 0.6 it is showing 8, and then for 0.65 it is showing 26. That means as you increase the VBE value, the base current keep on increases. So that's what we are going to enter in the given tabular columns. So now I will show you how to enter these readings in the given tabular column. Come over here. Start. As per the readings up to 0.4 the values were all going to be 0, and for 0.55 the value of base current is recorded as 2 microns, and then at point 0.6 it is recorded as 9, and at point 0.6 it is recorded as 9, and at point 0.7 it is increased to 61, and in between it is observed that at 0.65 the reading is 27. So these are all the data we are going to obtain, and hence we can able to draw the input characteristics. So I will show you how to draw the input characteristics of the given NPN transistor. To draw the input characteristics, we have to plot a graph of IB versus VBE. So IB is taken along y-axis, VBE along x-axis. The scale fixed along x-axis is 1 centimeter is equal to 0.1 volts, and along y-axis 1 centimeter is equal to 2 microns. So now I am going to take up the readings whatever we recorded while conducting the experiment. So for up to 0.4 it is 0 only, and then at 0.55 this is the point, so the value recorded as 2, and then at 0.6 the value recorded as 9, so it is 8, and then here it is 9, and then at 0.65 it is recorded as 27, so 20, 24, 26, 27. So like this we are getting the values. Now you have to plot a graph by taking this into account and then slowly join the points, and then it is observed that using a scale we can able to join the points whatever we are getting. So like this. So like this we have to plot the graph, and then extrapolate the straight line portion wherever it meets x-axis, that is considered as new voltage. So here the value of new voltage Vk is equal to 0.55 volts. So in this way we can able to record the new voltage in the input characteristics of the given NPN transistor. Now I am going to explain how to record the readings for output characteristics. So first we have to set, so you have to make the VC value 0 almost, and set IB value to a particular constant. That is, first you have to set it to the value that is. Now I am going to explain how to draw the output characteristics and how to record the readings for drawing the output characteristics. So here we have to set the base current value to a constant. So let us first raise it slowly and set the value at 40 microns. Okay. So first fix it, and then you have to slowly raise the VCE value. Okay, slowly raise it. Okay, and then it is observed that as you rise, the value of IC increases from 0, and then at a particular value it will increases, and then for a particular value of voltage, so let it be around 2 onwards, we are going to get increase in the value of base current. So that you can look at here. So it is raised to 8, afterwards it keep on increasing. So that's what the readings that you can expect here. So it is observed that in the beginning the current is minimum. As you rise the voltage, it becomes saturates. So first in the beginning we have to set the base current IB to 40, and then we have to increase the VCE value in steps of 0.1 volts. It is observed that in the beginning the value of IC is going to be 0. As we increase the value keep on increases and reaches the saturation value. So as you increase it, it is observed that the value of the IC is going to be saturated. So as you see here, so it gets saturated. Even after increasing up to 3.2, it is observed that the value of current is going to be saturated, that is IC is saturated. Now we have to plot a graph. As per the experiment what we conducted, it is observed that for 0.1 it is recorded as for 40 microns IB1, it is recorded as 2, and for 0.2 it is going to be 6, and for 0.3 it is 8, and then it will become saturates to 8, just like this. And then you have to repeat the experiment by keeping IB2 at 80 microns, and then the last trial is keeping IB3 at 120 microns. So as per the experiment we made, the value of IC2 is going to be 1 for 0.1, and then 3 for 0.2, and then 11 for 0.3. Afterwards, it becomes saturates at 17. Similarly, for 120, okay, the value of IC is going to be 3 for 0.1, 9 for 0.2, and then it becomes 25 for 0.3. Finally, it will saturates like this. So this is the set of readings whatever we recorded by conducting the experiment. Now I am going to give you how to plot the graph. To draw the output characteristics, we have to consider IC along the y-axis and VCE along x-axis. So VCE is going to vary in steps of 0.1 volts. IC is varying from 0 to 28 or 30, up to that extent I written. And the scale chosen here is along x-axis 1 centimeter is equal to 0.1 volts, and along y-axis 1 centimeter is equal to 2 milliamps. So this is what the scale chosen. Now I am going to take the first case for which the IB value is fixed at 40 microns. So for that, at 0.1 the reading is recorded as 2, and 0.2 it is recorded as 6, and at 0.3 it is recorded as 8, and then 0.4 also it is 4, that is 8, and at 0.5 it is 8 only. Similarly at 0.6, that means the value of IC saturated. So now you have to join the points whatever we got. So just like this, slowly increases and then it gets saturated. So the corresponding saturated current is recorded as IC1. So now the IC1 is 8 milliamps and the corresponding IB is 40 microns. So this is the output characteristics. Similarly, for taking another case for which the value of IB is 80 microns. So for that, for 0.1 it is showing 1, and then for 0.6 it is showing 3, somewhere here, 0.2 it is showing 3, and then for 0.4 it is showing 11, as per this, and then for point 4 onwards it is showing 17, 16, 17. Then for point 5 it is 17 only, point 8 also 17, point 9 also 17. Now you have to join the points and draw the characteristics like this. Slowly go like this, and then we are going to get the points. Similarly, for 120 it is observed that for point 2 it is showing 9 somewhere here, and for point 3 it is showing 25. Point 3 it is showing 25, and then for point 4 it is showing 25 again, so it remains constant. Then you have to join the points just like this. Slowly increase it, and then it becomes saturated. So here the saturated current for the second case is IC2, that is equal to 17 microns, 17 milliamps, and then here the corresponding IB is considered as IB2. Here this is IB1, this becomes 80 microns, and the last one is IB3, this is equal to 120 microns, and the saturated current is considered as IC3, which is equal to 25 milliamps. So this is the way of plotting the graph for output characteristics. Now I am going to show you how to calculate beta. So first we have to write the formula for calculating beta, that is nothing but delta IC by delta IB. This is the formula. For calculating beta 1 for first trial, delta IC can be written as IC2 minus IC1 divided by IB2 minus IB1. So this is the formula. Now let us substitute the values whatever we obtain. So IC2 is 17 milliamps minus IC1 is 8 milliamps, so 10 to the power of minus 3, and divided by IB2 is nothing but 80 microns minus IB1 is 40 microns, so you can write that in this format, 10 to the power of minus 6. So after simplification you are going to get the value of beta 1 is equal to 225. This is what the value for beta 1. Similarly, beta 2 is given by IC3 minus IC2 divided by IB3 minus IB2. So substitute the values. It is observed that the saturated current for IC3 is 25 milliamps, and for IC2 it is 17. So take that as 10 to the power of minus 3. Divide that by IB3, it is observed to be 120. No, it is 80 only. Now I am going to explain how to calculate beta. So the formula for beta is delta IC by delta IB. So for beta 1 we can write it as IC2 minus IC1 divided by IB2 minus IB1. So it is observed that 17 minus 8 milliamps divided by, it is observed that 80 minus 40, 10 to the power minus 6 milligrams. So if you calculate this, we are going to get 225. Similarly, beta 2 is given by IC3 minus IC2 divided by IB3 minus IB2. So which is equal to IC3 is 25 minus 17 into 10 to the power minus 3, that is micrograms, that is milliamps. And then IB3 is 120 minus IB2 is 80 into 10 to the power minus 6. So when we calculate this, you are going to get 200 for beta 2. Similarly, beta 3 is given by IC3 minus IC1 divided by IB3 minus IB1. This is equal to 25 minus 8 into 10 to the power minus 3 divided by IB3, that is 120 minus IB1 is 40 into 10 to the power minus 6. If we calculate this, we are going to get 212. Now take the average value of these three betas. So the average value of beta is given by beta 1 plus beta 2 plus beta 3 divided by 3. So the average value will becomes, so I will show you. So the average value of beta is going to be 212, and the corresponding alpha is given by beta by 1 plus beta. This is equal to 212 by 1 plus 212. If you calculate, it becomes 0.99. So in this way, we can able to calculate the value of alpha. Now the average value of beta is 212 and the value of alpha is 0.99. Okay, thank you.